guys, Pedro Silva Fight Skills. I want to make a question. How do you think that the material inside of a fighting system evolved? Okay, don't you think that the material of the fighting system only evolved by one reason, that was confrontation? So, in other words, a fighting system material, the contents, grow consistently while you engage with an opposing party, with an enemy, an opponent of some sort. Look at the history of war, military history. The way we do war today is not the same as we do war before. Why? Because each part learned in every confrontation about the other part. And that learning process make them grow one step or two steps above the other, or at least in the same level, which made the other party go on top. And this evolved like this. Before, we are using hunting tools to fight, and nowadays we have drones and missiles and bombs and ships and planes, etc., etc. Why? Because we have an enemy. The enemy made us grow because we want to survive. And sometimes to survive you need to dominate. That's the logic of war, as you know. Well, if we learn from the enemy and the enemy learn from us, it means that because of this, it means that our system will grow. Or, if it doesn't grow, it ceases to exist, because it means we were completely smashed. How can we translate this to the everyday training in the academies or in the martial arts halls? Well, I think that if you have a system or a method that contains this important part, that is, we engage an enemy, we engage an opposing force, that is not the same as us. Because, a parenthesis, if we, for example, just fight inside the club, we think perhaps we are making a test of our own system, but we are using the material for the test is our own system. So how can we say our system is good if we only use it against each other? No, we have to go outside of the system. And to go outside of the system is to look for an enemy and learn from him. That's why sparring, gatherings, fighting, dueling against other people is the best way to test yourself and your system. And if you do this in a daily, not daily, but in a frequent basis, you will have awesome results and your system will grow. It will start here and it will become something else, probably. But why? What is the problem? Okay? It's a good thing. If you for example, get stuck in a way of doing things because it is the way of doing things, and you never put it to a test with other ways of doing things, you are not learning from the enemy. So I invite you to think about this. Think about how it is in your own system. Do you use it in this way or not? If so, do you learn it? Do you learn something? Do you use what you learn to grow or not? Okay, are you afraid of doing this or not? Because believe me, I've been there. I've been in all those situations. Nowadays I'm not, and I feel free. I feel free. So please think about this. Let's try to make a discussion around this. This is also a video to show you how I try to conceptualize the fighting arts in my channel Fight Skills. So if you are interested, give it a try, because what I promise is change, clarification, an open environment of discussion and thought about the fighting arts. Okay? Ciao. Best regards.